Good evening and welcome to the Ogden City Council meeting of October 4th, 2016. Actually, we're starting out with the Special Redevelopment Agency meeting of October 4th, 2016. Please note that all board members are present except Board Member Nadolski and Board Member Heyer have asked to be excused. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Vice Chair Blair for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, thank you, Chair White. Tonight we have Troop 273 here with us, and Khalil has offered to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. So I'll ask Khalil to come forward and take care of that. Before you begin, what merit badge are you working on tonight? Or
Doing the citizenship in the community.
Great. Well, thanks for you and your troop for being here. So I'll let you do it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please take a moment of silence with me. Thank you very much. Next on our agenda is a public hearing for the fiscal year 2017 budget amendment.
Chair White, before we begin with that, I move that we substitute the RDA budget amendment totaling $2,216,035 for the current resolution 2016-17 totaling $4,266,035.
Second.
We have a motion by Vice Chair Blair, second by Board Member Garner to substitute that amount. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Have a presentation.
This is a,
No, now we'll have a presentation.
we have a public hearing, so.
Thank you, board members. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. The administration is proposing a budget opening, and the resolution before you tonight is to increase the RDA budget by $2,216,035. The majority of this budget opening relates to a developer repayment. The Central Business District Mall area loaned money to a developer several years ago. That payment came due this July, and those funds have been received by the city. So we are proposing appropriating those funds to recognize as revenue to go into fund balance. Additionally, we're proposing a transfer of $1 million from the Quality Neighborhoods Program from the city to the RDA to be used for housing in the Quality Neighborhoods Program. And in conjunction with that, we are proposing reducing the housing projects expenditure line item in the RDA Housing Fund by $342,000 to repay those funds to the Help Loan Program in the city. And our recommendation is for you to adopt this resolution. Do you have any questions regarding this resolution before you?
Questions? No?
Thank you.
Just a point of clarification, do we need public input since it's a public hearing?
Public hearing, so you open the public hearing.
Make a motion that we open the public hearing. Second.
We have a motion by Board Member Lopez, second by Board Member Gardner to open the public hearing. This is an opportunity for people to come up and talk about the...
Voice vote.
Oh, Let's vote first. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Seeing no movement, I will make a motion that we close the public hearing.
Second.
There is a motion by Vice Chair Blair and second by Board Member Lopez to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, that's closed.
No further discussion. I'll make a movement or a motion that we adopt Resolution 2016-17, the substitute resolution, and recognize and appropriate the various revenues as outlined.
Second.
We have a motion by Board Member Garner, second by Vice Chair Blair to adopt the budget amendment with the revenues totaling $2.216035 million. This is a roll call vote.
Board Member Gardner,
Aye.
Board Member Lopez,
Aye.
Board Member Stevens,
Aye.
Vice Chair Blair,
Aye.
Chair White.
Aye. That passes. Next on our agenda item is public comments. This is an opportunity to address the board regarding concerns or ideas on any topic. If you want, please come up and state your name, and you will have 3 minutes.
Well, my name is John Christensen. I live at 960 Taylor Avenue, Ogden, Utah. I'm with the Ogden Chicken Mines. We've been working with Weber State at Utah State, and we finally got a survey coming out. I'd like to give you all take a look at it. And I'd like to make an offer too. We'll be doing this for the next 2 weeks. I have another brochure up there with my name and telephone number on there. If you'd like to take a walk with us for an hour, half an hour, we'd be more than happy to help you. Weber State liked us to do at least a minimum of 50 to 100 of them in each municipal. And so far, we got about like 100 or so over on the internet. So we have a link on our internet Facebook page, Ogden Chicken Alliance also. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
John?
Thanks for this information. Anyone else? No? Okay. Next on our agenda item is comments from the board executive director. Seeing that the executive director is not here, the proxy.
As a proxy, I'm to be seen and not heard.
I take that as a no. Board members.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion by Vice Chair Blair, second by Board Member Lopez to adjourn. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Well, welcome to the City Council meeting. We are officially opening that up. This is October 4th, 2016. Please note that all council members are present except Councilmember Nadolski and Councilmember Heyer have asked to be excused for tonight. Just a quick note, at this point, there is an agenda item, the closed executive session. We are pulling this item off the agenda for tonight. So we will be adjourning from in here. Next on our agenda items are recognitions. The first one is the Community Planning Month. Glenn.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair, members of the council. First, let me start by saying thank you for letting us put this on your agenda for consideration tonight. As I think most of you know, October has been designated as National Community Planning Month by the American Planning Association, and the APA encourages all local communities all across the country to designate October as Community Planning Month in their own cities and towns. And the purpose of the designation is to recognize the efforts by both citizen and professional planners to try to make their communities great places. As I think a lot of you know, this would be our third year in a row to have October designated as Community Planning Month here in Ogden. And the last 2 years, what we've done is invited the planners and the Planning Commission to come to your council meeting. And this year, we'd like to do it a little bit differently. What we're proposing to you is that you as the council adopt the proclamation, and that we have Vice Chair Blair attend tomorrow night's Planning Commission meeting and present the proclamation to them at their meeting. And one of the reasons we had suggested this is we felt that the council going to the Planning Commission meeting would really be a great way to show support for them and to recognize the importance of their work and their meetings. So with that, I'm happy to take any questions. If not, we'll have you take a vote, and we'll be here tomorrow night.
Questions? Great.
Thanks.
Thanks, Clint. We just have to approve each one.
With that, I will make a motion that we adopt the joint proclamation declaring October 2016 as Community Planning Month in Ogden City.
Second.
I have a motion by Vice Chair Blair, second by Councilmember Garner to approve the joint proclamation. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Thanks, Glenn, for putting that together and taking care of that.
Thank you. Next on our agenda item is the Hispanic Heritage Month. And I think this is a unique opportunity for us to have this both read in Spanish and in English. And so I think you are going to start first, I believe.
Oh, I am? That's great.
Councilmember Lopez is going to read the proclamation in Spanish for us.
We taking turns like we did last time?
Yeah, this time.
Una proclamación conjunta del Consejo de la Ciudad de Ogden y el alcalde, declarando el 15 de septiembre al 15 de octubre de 2016 el mes de la herencia hispana en la ciudad de Ogden.
A joint proclamation of the Ogden City Council and Mayor declaring September 15th to October 15th, 2016 as Hispanic Heritage Month in Ogden City.
Mientras a lo largo de la historia de Ogden la gente ha venido de todas partes del mundo para llamar a nuestra casa de la comunidad, esta rica diversidad proporciona un carácter de la comunidad que se distingue de todas las otras ciudades en Utah. Tener una población diversa enriquece nuestra comunidad y sirve como uno de nuestros mayores activos.
Whereas throughout the history of Ogden, people have come from all parts of the globe to call our community home. This rich diversity provides a community character that is distinctive from all other cities in Utah. Having a diverse population enriches our community and serves as one of our greatest assets.
Y mientras los individuos y las familias que son hispano-latina y viven en Ogden tienen una influencia profunda y positiva en nuestra comunidad a través de su firme compromiso con la familia, la fe, el trabajo duro y el servicio, mejoran y dan forma a nuestro carácter local con las tradiciones que reflejan sus orígenes multiétnicos y multiculturales.
And whereas the individuals and families who are Hispanic Latino and live in Ogden have a profound and positive influence on our community, through their strong commitment to family, faith, hard work, and service, they enhance and shape our local character with traditions that reflect their multi-ethnic and multicultural backgrounds.
Y mientras los hispanos latinos de Ogden fortalecen nuestra comunidad y traen mucha promesa de nuestro futuro a través de sus contribuciones culturales, sociales, económicas y de caridad, que son bastante significativas. El mes de la Hispanidad celebra las historias, cultura y contribuciones de los residentes cuyos antepasados vinieron de México, Centro y Sudamérica, España y el Caribe.
And whereas the Hispanic and Latino people of Ogden strengthen our community and bring much promise to our future through their significant cultural, social, economic, and charitable contributions, Hispanic Heritage Month celebrates the histories, cultures, and contributions of residents whose ancestors came from Mexico, Central and South America, Spain, and the Caribbean.
Y mientras en 1968 el Congreso de los Estados Unidos y el presidente Lyndon B. Johnson aprobó la primera resolución para celebrar la Semana de la Herencia Hispana, esta tarde fue ampliado, o más tarde fue ampliado por el presidente Ronald Reagan, para incluir una celebración de un mes, del 15 de septiembre al 15 de octubre. Estas fechas fueron seleccionadas para coincidir con el Día de la Independencia de 8 países: Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, México, Chile y Belice.
And whereas in 1968, the United States Congress and President Lyndon B. Johnson passed the first resolution to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Week, this was later expanded by President Ronald Reagan to include a month-long celebration from September 15th to October 15th. These dates were selected to coincide with the independence of 8 countries: Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Mexico, Chile, and Belize.
Y mientras este mes conmemorativo rinde homenaje a la influencia y el impacto de los hispanos y latinos en todas las esferas de la sociedad, conmemorando el mes de la Hispanidad, nos da a cada uno la oportunidad de enorgullecerse de estas raíces y para ayudar a promover la rica diversidad que estos cultivos tienen que ofrecer.
And whereas this commemorative month honors the influence and impact of Hispanics and Latinos in all spheres of society, commemorating Hispanic Heritage Month gives us each an opportunity to take pride in these roots and to help promote the rich diversity that these cultures have to offer.
Por tanto, el Ayuntamiento de Ogden y el alcalde Michael P. Caldwell presenta y proclaman el 15 de septiembre al 15 de octubre del 2016 el mes de la herencia hispana en la ciudad de Ogden. Expresamos nuestra sincera gratitud y reconocimiento para latinos en el estado y para promover la educación y participación ciudadana. LUPEC. Expresamos nuestra gratitud para LUPEC, para la Universidad Estatal de Weber State, para el Colegio Tecnológico y todos los demás dentro de nuestra comunidad que están trabajando para abrazar las culturas hispano-latinas y mejorar la integración de los inmigrantes. Animamos a los residentes para celebrar este mes especial en reconocimiento de las generaciones de hispano-latinos que han influido positivamente y enriquecido nuestra comunidad y nuestra nación.
Now, therefore, the Ogden City Council and Mayor Michael P. Caldwell hereby proclaim September 15th to October 15th, 2016 Hispanic Heritage Month. In Ogden City, we express our sincere gratitude and recognition for Latinos United promoting education and civic engagement, LUPEC, Weber State University, Ogden Weber Tech College, and all others within our community who are working to embrace Hispanic Latino cultures and improve immigrant integration. We encourage residents to celebrate this special month in recognition of the generations of Hispanic Latinos who have positively influenced and enriched our community and nation.
Chair White, I make a motion that we adopt joint proclamation declaring September 15 to October 15 Hispanic Heritage Month.
I second it.
I have a motion by Councilmember Lopez and second by Councilmember Stevens to adopt September 15th to October 15th, 2016 Hispanic Heritage Month. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. That passes. And coming on the heels of our diversity charter, this is
Are you presenting this?
Yes, and I think Alejandra, is that correct?
Alejandra,
I'm sorry.
and Maria. Come on up.
you.
Here, over there. We have to move over there? Okay.
Thank you. Please, if you'd like to say a few words. You can't sit down that fast. Good try.
You know, we probably could merge the two recognitions and read the proclamation in German. That would be fun. The council for including our community that is growing. I think we're over 33% now of the city, and it's really good to see the council taking this action in recognition of our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think the element that's in the proclamation is that they positively influence our community and enriches our community. And we're a better community because of the heritage that they do have.
I would absolutely agree. The diversity in our city is what makes us rich, that's for sure.
I'll just add that first, I really appreciate that my friends are here from Lupec, Eulogio and Maria. Thank you for taking the time to come and accept this. I want to thank Bill Cook as well for making this an important element in this month that is so important for us. So thank you. I think that we send messages to our community when we do things like this, and they hear us. And being a part of also the Hispanic community, I know that people really appreciate this gesture from our city, and it helps people feel that they belong here. So it really means a lot. So thank you.
Thanks. So we are spanning the globe tonight, you're right. Next on our agenda items is the Hof German students. They are visiting here from Germany, and Vice Chair Blair, I think you are going to read their recognition.
I am, thank you. It reads, the Ogden City Council and Mayor proudly recognize visitors from Hof University for building upon our sister city relationship through an enriching cultural exchange. The cities of Hof, Germany, and Ogden, Utah mutually value education and improvement and recognize the significance of sharing experiences and ideas. Our communities formed one of the first sister city relationships between the United States and Germany after World War II in 1954. The partnership has since provided many positive citizen exchanges that have fostered cultural, educational, and political relationships between our people. We extend a warm welcome to our most recent visitors, Professor Heinz Göring and his students from Hof University. And his students are, and I apologize if I do not read these correctly, Teresa Deerling, Helena Stussel, Maike Wilfert, Caroline Maria Kurs, Sandra Büttner, Katrin Neidhardt, and Kevin Hartzer. We sincerely appreciate those from Hof who have made an effort to get to know the Ogden community, and we look forward to future opportunities to build upon our valued partnership. And with that, I would invite Professor Göring and his students to come forward.
So we've had a sister city relationship with these guys since 1954, and so they have come to visit, and it sounds, from visiting earlier, it sounds like they are having a fun time here. So thank you.
Did he butcher your names?
Yes.
He did? Butcher them? I bet he did.
Nice to meet you guys. Have fun the rest of your trip.
Thank you.
You got a week here.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Don't leave. We're going to get a picture.
Can you go more this way, Britt?
Yeah, a little bit more this way.
put you down there with the women and send Kevin up here with us.
Hey now. We'll send you guys down and the women up here.
1, 2, 3. We're good?
Thank you.
Professor Gruen, if you would like to say something, you're more than welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm now at the Hof University side about 6 years, 7 years. And from the very beginning, I tried to establish or bring me in this relationship, but it's basically with Weber State. But in my first visit here, I recognized there is a strong relation between the people of Ogden and the area here and the people of Hof. So beside our relation with Weber State, we have also established, and I myself in person with different people here, a strong relation and strong friends, and we have been always very warm welcomed here, and I want to thank you, and in particular I want to thank you, Mrs. Janine Eller-Smith, of organizing everything in here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So next on our agenda item is a common consent item. It's the Seaboard Development LLC grant loan.
Chair White, I make a motion that we approve common consent items 2016-24.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Lopez and second by Vice Chair Blair to adopt this resolution. This is a roll call vote.
Councilmember Garner?
Aye.
Councilmember Lopez?
Aye.
Councilmember Stevens?
Aye.
Vice Chair Blair?
Aye.
Chair White?
Aye. That passes. Next on our agenda item is a couple of items under public hearing, the first of which is the fiscal year 2017 arts grant.
Council Chair Christy McBride will be presenting this.
Thank you. Hi, Christy.
Hi. Councilmember White and Council Chief, thanks for the opportunity to be here tonight. Just a brief background, each year since 1998, the Ogden City Council has appropriated grant funding to various local arts entities and programs. The Ogden Arts Advisory Committee and administration review each application and provide recommendations to the City Council. This fiscal year, budget includes $70,000 for arts grants. The Ogden Arts Advisory Committee has conducted an arts grants review process, including reviewing and grading the applications. The review subcommittee includes 4 members of the Arts Advisory Committee, a representative from City Council staff, and a representative from Community and Economic Development. The review committee's recommendations for disbursement are included in your packet and also shown here on the screen. Just a note on the I'm not going to read them off because it might take a while with the $333. That represents a $5,000 increase that we weren't aware of at the time we reviewed it. The committee put together a recommendation of 65, and then we learned that there was an additional 5. So of the grants, of the 20, 5 were already fully funded. So the $333 that you see added to 15 of those is an equal disbursement across those that were not already fully funded. The recommendation from administration is for the City Council to approve the funding based on the Grant Review Subcommittee's recommendations and to adopt Resolution 2016-22 awarding the grants funds for fiscal year 16-17.
Thank you. Any questions for Christy? No? Okay.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing.
With that, I will go ahead and open the public hearing.
The public hearing has been opened by Vice Chair Blair, second by Council Member Garner. Yeah. This is a voice vote to open it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it's open.
can I say a special thanks to?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to give a special thanks to our arts staff, Diane Stern and Lori Buckley, for all the hard work that they did on administrating this program and supporting and outreaching. We have a lot of new organizations that are being funded this year because of their work. Also, the Ogden Arts Advisory Committee for all of their time that they spend volunteering to review these, and then also all of the amazing arts organizations that continue to enrich our community, and most of them are here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is an opportunity to come up, so.
Nobody ever wants to be first, but you know me. Good evening, council, and we're glad to be here again this year. Thanking you again for everything you do for the Ogden City Arts. We appreciate you. I'm from the Eccles Community Arts Center, as you know, and with your funding, we're able to continue our programs, start new ones, and we're excited to let you know that our programs are just going leaps and bounds. And this year, we've been able to expand with the money that you've elected to give to us, and to continue our programs in the schools are really important to us at the Arts Center. So this year, we've been able to do some new things in the schools. We've taken our programs and done some work with them and reworked them into the school systems. We have some teachers that are retired that we brought on board as volunteers to help us implement these new projects in the schools. So it's great to be able to bring art back into the schools, because we've seen such a decline in the arts in schools, and now I feel as a director at the Arts Center we're seeing this come back. So hopefully that we can continue this, and through your generosity and the grants that you allow us, it helps us and enables us to continue our projects and keep Ogden going and making it as strong as we possibly can. So from Eccles Arts Center, we say thank you, and we hope you'll continue to support us in our endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Lynn Goodwin, and I have the pleasure of being the executive director of Treehouse Children's Museum here in Ogden. And I also have the pleasure of talking about the importance of public grants to support the arts. And the grants we've received from Ogden City over the years through the Ogden City Arts Program have been hugely important to Treehouse and helped us serve 160,000 children and parents every year at the museum, including 23,000 school children. The grants help buy supplies. You wouldn't believe how many staplers and art materials we burn through at the museum, and every dollar helps with that. As a private nonprofit, you stretch your dollars every way you can, and the grants are critical to helping us do that. They've also helped us start and sustain arts programs that we would not probably have been able to do, like the Treehouse Troupe program, where we have professional actors who present programs for family audiences at the museum, including very young children, for whom it's the very first experience with a live theater performance. Treehouse has also been helped by your support to develop a reputation as an arts education organization. This year, for example, we received the Best of State Medal in Arts Education, which we're excited about. We also were named to Sunset Magazine's best top list of the top 13 science centers and museums in the West, and to a national list where we ranked 17th of all the museums around the country. We also were selected as the only museum in the Intermountain area to host the Freeman Foundation's Children's China exhibit, which is now at the museum and will be here till the end of the year. And we'd like to invite you, as supporters of Treehouse, to come and see that. We have passes that we've made available, and we'd love to have you come and see what we actually do with your funding at the museum. All of this recognition is great for Treehouse, but it's great for Ogden City, too. You need to know that it's recognition for you as you support nonprofits and arts organizations like Treehouse, where it's an effort to keep the lights on and the doors open, when you rely on donations and grants and ticket sales to do everything that you want to do and keep your audience engaged and coming back to you for more, which is the trick for all of us. Providing arts opportunities is really critical and important work, and all of us who are engaged in it know that. Study after study shows that communities that have arts opportunities, particularly for children, are healthier, stronger communities. Children need the arts to be able to find outlets for self-expression that are positive and not destructive, and the arts can do that for all of our children. And the arts build empathy and community and connections, even for our very youngest citizens. So on behalf of Treehouse, I want to thank you for supporting organizations like Treehouse and everyone else who's here tonight, but also for strengthening our community in a really important way.
Thank you.
My name is Suzanne Storer. I'm a sculptor who, with your help, will be creating a large sculpture in high relief to be installed on the wall in the cafeteria at Lantern House. The purpose of this work will be to help the homeless people who see it feel a little better about themselves as they cope with their situation in life. Your participation in funding artists like myself in Ogden is part of a long history of public artworks in existence worldwide that have been funded by cities. Historically, public funding has been most generous in Finland, Germany, and France, and the art there is one reason we so enjoy visiting Europe. Public funding plays a unique role in helping to create works of art that would not have existed otherwise. Hiring artists who live here with an intimate knowledge of Ogden and who care about this community that we live in gives Ogden City artwork made by artists here a leg up on that provided by outside resources. I am one of many nationally recognized professional artists who live in this area, and we welcome the opportunity to contribute our expertise to making Ogden the best city possible.
Thank you.
Good evening, council members. I'm Brandy Bosworth, and I'm sort of wearing two hats tonight. I'm just finishing up my term as chair of the Ogden City Arts Committee, and it's been a pleasure to serve in that role. Just in that role, can't tell you how fortunate our city and community is to live in a philanthropic community that has both private and public support of the arts. And it's nice to see them work together in tandem, both receiving funds from private entities and organizations, but also to see our city prop that up and support just about every organization out there, and to see that affect all walks of life. It's pretty cool. And we really do have a cool staff here in the city that's working hard to bring that along. And I just want to thank them and applaud them all. They're here tonight. And then my other role is with Ogden Nature Center, and there I'm the public relations coordinator. And of course, this funding also supports a couple of projects at the Nature Center, and specifically the birdhouse competition. It brings art and nature together in a really unique and fun way that's both useful and promotes art and habitat for birds. This year we had 65 entries in our exhibit, and they came from all over Utah, which is pretty cool to see that coming into Ogden, but they also came from surrounding states. We had entries from Colorado, California, Idaho, and they're all seeing art happening here in Ogden. Participants included professional artists, bird lovers, woodworkers, children, young families, all who just enjoyed creating art and habitat for wild birds. And it was a really great exhibit. It's kind of a growing exhibit, permanent exhibit at the Ogden Nature Center, and our visitors adore it. It's kind of a hallmark of our entryway to the Ogden Nature Center. So it's really artistic and beautiful and enhances the Ogden Nature Center. And that birdhouse exhibit opens every year in the spring on Earth Day, and that program is also supported by Ogden City funding. And this was the 12th annual Earth Day celebration and art poster contest at the Nature Center. And we had over 60 exhibitors, 1,800 diverse visitors attended. We had 2,000 people who participated, volunteered, performed, and represented organizations. We had local artists, we had green gurus, nature crafters, exhibitors, live performances, all part of our educational Earth Day, and it was a really highly visible event for the city. The theme was, for the art poster contest, was I need nature and nature needs me, and we had 700 works of art submitted by local school children, and that artwork just lights up our education center every spring and fills it with a great deal of energy and beauty. And that's one of the goals at the Nature Center, is to incorporate beauty and art in all that we do. So thank you, council members, for supporting the arts, enriching our community, and tying our community closer to nature.
Thank you, Brandy.
Good evening. My name is Dirk Farr, and I'm here representing the Ogden Opera Guild. This is the first time I've ever had to do this, so forgive me if I'm a little nervous. I'd like to thank the council for giving us the opportunity and the grant. We do a lot with the opera locally and also statewide. We represent the Utah Opera Company, which is housed in Salt Lake, but every grant and all the money that comes into us is generally very prudently spent to help foster the love of symphony and opera and that sort of thing with the youth organizations throughout the state. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Raymond Van Mason, the Artistic Director of Imagine Ballet Theater. I would like to thank you for your continued support over the past 14 years. We've been able to take the money, and we are now presenting the Royal Danish Ballet comes here and does a week-long series with dancers from around the United States. And this year we were able to produce Conservatoriette at the Egyptian Theater. It also helps us to take ballet into the public schools, show them with young dancers what their talent can produce in the future if they put that much work into their art. And anyway, I usually bring dancers with me and let them come up here and be really pretty, and I don't like to talk. So anyway, I just want to say thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Council. My name is Amir Jackson, and I am the director of the Nurture the Creative Mind Foundation, as well as the newly appointed director of the Ogden Arts Festival. And rather than babble on, I'd want to read an email that I received from a past student to kind of demonstrate the impact that arts has. You probably do not remember me. In 2010 and 2011, I was a 6th grade student at Lincoln Elementary in Layton. You came to my class weekly and encouraged us to write poetry, songs, and play musical instruments. I was brought up in an athletic family, and up until that point, I wasn't exposed to music or art as much. During that time, you opened a door for me. What was on the other side of that door is what has honestly kept me alive to this day. A year later, in 7th grade, my mother committed suicide. There was many different things I could have done to try to cope with and handle my feelings. A lot of things could have included harming myself or worse, but I didn't. I used what I learned from you to tap into my creative side and express myself in a healthy way through music and poetry. I am so grateful for that. I was recently on 25th Street and saw the pianos that Nurture the Creative Mind has placed. As soon as I saw them, I remembered you and realized the impact you had on my life. Amir, I have the deepest amount of gratitude for you and the Nurture the Creative Mind Foundation, and I want to thank you for sharing your talents and your passion with other people that may need them as much as I did. I think we talk often in situations like this about the quantifiable impacts of art and creativity because not everybody's right-brained, right? But I think that this type of return on investment is as important as any number that I could give you, any type of data that I could present. This is the type of impact that art has on our community and the individuals that we serve. So I thank you for supporting the arts, and I hope that you continue to do so in the future.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Reba Nissen. I'm with Ogden Friends of Acoustic Music, and we'd like to thank the council for continued support of the arts, and thank you for the general support of OFOAM. How many of you attended an OFOAM event in 2016? Wonderful. We had the Ogden Music Festival, the Ogden Valley Roots and Blues Festival, and a Paul Thorne concert at the Peary's Egyptian Theater. And we served over 1,000 children and nearly 5,000 individuals. We were able to bring people from around the state and 13 states to Utah and to Ogden. And we just really appreciate the support and the opportunity to have kids get hands-on experience with instruments. We've strengthened some of our partnerships here in Ogden, and we used to have a musical petting zoo from Pennsylvania, and now we have a musical petting zoo from Imagine Music right here in Ogden. And just all those partnerships that we're strengthening and bringing the community together is what this is about. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Rena.
Hello, my name is Francisco de Galvez. I am relatively new in Ogden, and I represent the STREAM project. It's a project that we run at Weber State University. I'm faculty there. I actually conduct the orchestra there. And well, I just simply wanted to say thank you on behalf of all the people involved in the STREAM project, because without your support, things will be more complicated. So we do not do business, we do education, but we need to learn the financial sides of that, and we need your support to continue offering this. I think it's an exceptional education through music, through strings, and so I appreciate your sensitivity on that, and I hope that we can even improve this relationship. So simply thank you, and I hope we can keep working together. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Lydia Gravis. I'm the gallery director at the Mary Elizabeth D. Shaw Art Gallery at Weber State University. You'll often hear it called the Shaw Gallery. The Shaw Gallery was founded in 2002, and it's the largest exhibition space between Salt Lake City and Logan. It's a 3,000 square foot exhibition space, and our programming primarily consists of art exhibitions in the gallery, visiting artist lecture series, bringing in outside artists from all over the world to give lectures about their studio practice and research. And then also we co-present the monthly film series that you might be aware of at the Peary's Egyptian Theater that's been taking place for the last 3 years. We partner with the Utah Film Center to present a film series each month. And you might wonder, well, why are you involved in that? And it's really motivated by a desire to present the community with an opportunity to engage with film as a contemporary art form. We also offer outreach programming, and we bus school kids up to the gallery and give them a gallery experience and a studio workshop. And we always start the field trips off with the question, how many of you have been to an art gallery? And very few have. And so it's a great opportunity for them to get exposed to art early on. Last year we served 12,000. 2 years ago we served 12,000 people, and this past year we served over 19,000 through our combined programs. one question many people might have is, well, why is Weber State applying for arts funding? Why not let the other organizations apply and artists, and why do they need money? They have a lot of money up at Weber State University. And I think in some areas that might be true, maybe in athletics, but I'm actually here to just kind of dispel that myth and say that less than 40% of my operating budget each year comes from institutional funding. And so grant applications and donor gifts from individuals and foundations supplement the other 60% that it takes to run these programs to serve the people we serve. I get a lot of pressure not a lot, but I continually do get pressure to start charging admission for our events and entrance into the gallery. And I'm a huge believer that art should not be a privilege. It should be accessible to everyone, regardless of their ability to pay or their socioeconomic status. So it's important to me that everything we do is free, and everything we've done thus far has been free. And so I just want to express gratitude to Ogden City for funding a variety of community arts organizations and artists. You guys have supported, obviously, through what you've decided, a big variety, and I'm immensely grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Looks like I may be the last. My name is Paul Coons. I am the president of the Ogden Symphony Ballet Association, the board there. And again, we also would like to express our thanks to the council for your continued support in helping us to bring world-class music and dancing performances up to Weber State University each year. We've been doing this for over 60 years, and we hope to continue for many, many more years. The organization was started by 3 women that had a lot of foresight in the city of Ogden, and they decided they would bring the Utah Symphony to the Weber State University. And since that time, the organization has grown, and we have a budget that's nearly $1 million each year to bring forth. So we are dependent on community involvement and donations from individuals for over 60% of what it costs to bring those performances here. And so it's very important that we have involvement from the community. We last year had over 15,000 attendees. 700 of them were students, and over 3,000 children. So many people have been introduced to classical music and dance for the first time through the efforts of the organization. We have several outreach programs that we are fostering each year. Just to mention a few, we have a program called Music Detectives, where we take classes for 8 to 12-year-olds. Their parents come to the concerts. We have a class period for these young people during the first half of the concert, and then the second half they attend the concert and look for specific things that they talked about during the class. And this has been something we've done in the last few years. It's been very much like. This year we're starting a new partnership with the YMCA to provide some music education classes for lower income children and their families to be able to come to the symphony for the first time. And so we're starting that this year and hope to have success there. We have a youth guild that is a service and social club for more than 75 high school students. They come and provide ushering and are also able to attend the conference or the concerts, and they obtain service hours there. We also provide the ride for transportation for the elderly up to our concerts. The third thing I'd like to mention is just that all of these things, as we've heard, are what I call cultural amenities for our great community here. We had a patron recently write back to us and say the following. She says, "I am so grateful to be able to see this programming here in Ogden. When we moved here from San Francisco, I cried and cried because she didn't have the arts." And then she says, "Then we found you." So we're extremely grateful to the council for supporting us and all the arts organizations in the city, and we hope to be able to continue bringing fine music and dance performances to our city. Thank you.
Seeing no other movement, I will make a motion to close the public hearing. I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. Second.
We have a motion to close the public hearing by Vice Chair Blair, second by Councilmember Garner. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Now.
And with that, I'll make a motion that we adopt proposed resolution 2016-22.
I second it.
We have a motion by Councilmember Garner, second by Councilmember Stevens, to adopt the fiscal year 2017 art grants. This is a roll call vote.
Councilmember Lopez?
Aye.
Councilmember Stevens?
Aye.
Councilmember Garner?
Aye.
Vice Chair Blair?
Aye.
Chair White?
Aye. That passes.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a comment. I would like to thank you for the type of work that you do. You thanked us for providing the funds, but you are the ones that do the actual legwork and the mechanism by which the arts can perform here in Ogden. When I started on the council, we appropriated $35,000 for arts. And we thought, well, that may not be enough, so we've increased that. As I look at it, I want to thank Christy for the work that she's and her committees and many of the organizations that do perform in our community. And it's been mentioned before, the arts enhance the quality of our community. And it is these types of funds that can be shared by all the residents of our community. And I think that's the important aspect. We touch lives, we can change lives, and we give others opportunities to show and blossom their talents. And I think that's the goal that we want to be. We want to provide enrichment to the community, but also opportunities for those who do attend, whether they're low income, minority, or whoever. They should feel good for what they attend. The arts is a plus to our community. We cannot put a value or a price on that because we are sharing with one another. And I think that's the aspect that we have here. And it's a great honor to provide the funds. And again, I want to thank you for going out and providing this type of quality for our community. We are better. Ogden is much better because of the arts that we have here in our city. And thank you.
I also want to just add there's an underlying theme for all of you, and it's teaching our children the value of art in all of its many different phases, the different ways that it can be presented. You know, Brandy, I love how you talk about bringing the children out to the Nature Center and the Treehouse Museum and the strings and the music. Amir's email touched me very much. And I just want to thank you for teaching our children the value of art. And keep up the good work. Thank you.
I just want to also add that it was great to see the first-time recipients here as well as those that continued. And I think I speak for the rest of us that we hope to continue to hopefully have more money in the grant fund and see a lot more of you year after year. So. Thank you. now not so much fun public hearing is the fiscal year 2017 budget amendment. It goes downhill from here. A lot of celebration, and now we get budgets.
Well, that could be a good thing.
Do you want to do the substitution before we start?
I can do that.
Do the substitution first.
So I move that we substitute the city budget amendment totaling $988,015 for the current resolution, number 2016-49, totaling $1,257,015.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Garner, second by Vice Chair Blair to have the substitution amendment. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. And with that, Lisa Stout, please come up. Although that's Mr. Proxy's job to introduce you.
She needs no introduction.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know about that. Thank you, Chair White, Vice Chair Blair, council members. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. I do find budget openings exciting, so the ordinance before you this evening is to recognize an additional $988,015 into the city budget. $3,015 is in the general fund to recognize a grant received at the Justice Court for technology. Additionally, we would like to administration would like to reappropriate $45,000 out of the contingency account to use to help pay for the costs related to the fiscal sustainability study of the general fund. Additionally, the city has received a payoff of a loan from a developer in the sanitary sewer fund. We would like to recognize that revenue and return it to fund balance at this time. And finally, the administration would like to appropriate $1 million out of the Quality Neighborhoods program to transfer to the redevelopment agency for use in the housing fund for quality neighborhoods in the RDA. And also the RDA is going to pay back a loan that was made from the city to the redevelopment agency out of the HELP program. We would like to reappropriate that $342,000 in HELP loan proceeds to be reused in the HELP program. Do you have any questions regarding this budget opening?
So the return to retained earnings is the loan repayment?
Yes.
Can I have a clarification? The money that was paid out by the developer, why isn't that going back in the sanitation department?
It was loaned from the sanitary sewer fund.
Okay. So should it go back to that fund? Or?
It is going back to the sanitary sewer fund. I noticed that there is a typo on here. At the top it says sanitary sewer fund. At the bottom it says refuse fund. That's an error. It should say sanitary sewer fund, and that's where it will go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. This is a public hearing.
I'll make a motion that we open the public hearing.
I can.
We have a motion by Councilmember Gardner, second by Councilmember Lopez to open the public hearing. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing is now open.
Seeing there's no movement, I make a motion that we close the public hearing.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Lopez and second by Councilmember Garner to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. The public hearing is now closed.
Yes. Seeing there's no further discussion, I'll move that we adopt substitute resolution 2016-49.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Garner, second by Vice Chair Blair to adopt the proposed ordinance 2016-49. This is a roll call vote.
Councilmember Stevens?
Aye.
Councilmember Garner?
Aye.
Councilmember Lopez?
Aye.
Vice Chair Blair?
Aye.
Chair White?
Aye. That passes. Next on the agenda item are the reports from Planning Commission.
Greg Montgomery will present.
Thank you, Chief.
And go downhill from your last one.
The fun, then the budget, now you.
That's right. So what you have before you tonight is a consideration of a petition that had been filed with the city to rezone 127 17th Street from manufacturing M1 to commercial C3. And in the Planning Commission's recommendation to you, it expands what the petitioner had originally requested, and I'll explain what's all involved in this request. So the petition that was filed looked at rezoning what is known as the Coleman Mills, and to rezone that property to C3. As you can see in this photo, the property is mid-block off of 17th Street, east of Wall Avenue. And as the Planning Commission looked at this and looked at the community plan for the area, the Mountain View Community Plan, the Commission has recommended that additional property be added to have frontage along Wall Avenue, also included as C3. The community plan talks about looking at rezoning so that any permitted use could be kept, but not look at creating new non-conforming uses in the Mountain View community. So the area the Planning Commission looked at, that one property, the Harbison property along Wall Avenue, was felt to meet that standard. All the three uses that exist there would be permitted in C3. This would then allow the C3 zone to have a contiguous boundary on both sides of Wall Avenue and then extend up into the Coleman property, which would also be a good transition to the residential neighborhood, which is to the east, rather than have the manufacturing zone that presently exists. And so as the Planning Commission looked at that, that is the reason why they expanded the rezoning from what the petitioner had asked to include an additional property. In the Planning Commission's recommendation to you, then, they're asking you to look at rezoning both the Coleman property and the Harbison property to C3, and the vote was 8-0 to recommend that to you for consideration tonight.
The owner of the other property, is he in compliance with this, or?
Yes, we had talked to them also, and they said they felt that would be fine. They didn't have any concerns about it. And we talked to then the businesses there, too, because the owner is not the operator of the businesses, the three businesses there. And they also did not have a problem with rezoning when we talked to them.
And does Mr. Coleman have a plan for that property?
Still the existing facility, and then I think there's some additional. He is here tonight to be able to maybe address your question.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you. The petitioner is here, so if you'd like to come up and say a few words.
My name is Scott Coleman, 1264 37th Street here in Ogden. I'm actually here representing my parents, Richard and Kathy Coleman, who are the current operators of the business. Some of you may know Coleman Knitting Mills has been operating in Ogden for 70 years, and they've been in a variety of different locations, but the permanent roots are planted there on 17th Street. And in looking at the business and the current future of the business, there's no plans to shut that business down. It's a thriving business that continues to produce and manufacture products for high schools and junior highs throughout the Wasatch Front. The one thing that we would like to see, though, is we look from 17th Street up to 12th Street. We love the revitalization that's taken place. We love the growth that's coming our way. And we look at the M1 zone and we look at the C3 zone, and we believe the C3 zone will cultivate and bring additional opportunity, better businesses to that area versus a manufacturing zone. And again, as Mr. Montgomery alluded to, our business currently works and operates in the C3 zone, and so why not take that and expand it in hopes to invite more business, more development, better future stuff to come from 12th Street all the way down Wall Avenue. So we looked at it and wanted to see the zone go from an M1 to a C3. Any questions for me?
So, and I'm just curious if you've talked to your business neighbors and asked them about the same, their vision as well?
So I know the one right on the corner of Wall, he had to go through an overlay process, I believe, to get a tenant into his building that would meet an M1 zone. Had it been a C3 zone, he wouldn't have had to go through that process. So again, you look at the different zones and opportunities, it invites more business into that area.
Will this give you an opportunity to expand your business into the other properties?
At this point, we have no interest in acquiring or buying any properties. If they come available, possible so, but at this point, Coleman Knitting Mills and the business that operates in that building, it meets our needs.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. This is an opportunity to receive input from anybody else.
Okay, seeing no movement, I'll make a motion that we adopt proposed ordinance 2016-55.
I second it.
We have a motion by Councilmember Garner, second by Councilmember Stevens, to adopt proposed rezone of 17th Street and Wall Avenue. This is a roll call vote.
Councilmember Garner?
Aye.
Councilmember Lopez?
Aye.
Councilmember Stevens?
Aye.
Vice Chair Blair?
Aye.
Chair White?
Aye, that passes. Thank you for your work. Next on our agenda is public comments. This is an opportunity to address the council regarding concerns or ideas on any topic. No?
I was thinking these boys were going to come up.
I know.
They stuck out the whole time.
You ought to give them a special badge.
I know. All right. Comments from the mayor? Or,
None forwarded.
all right, thank you. Council members, any comment?
I think this last one really cleans up the area, and I'm pleased that the Planning Commission looked at that and decided that maybe this is the time to maybe take an advantage and extend that C-zone aspect of it, and I think it's going to be a benefit to us. And as before, Weber State didn't play last week, but I'm still, that makes me 2-0 because they haven't lost, and they won't lose this week, guaranteed.
Good to know.
Chair White, I just want to thank Mr. Christensen for being here and for handing out these survey information. I appreciate the work that you do and the time that you're spending and the time that your supporters are spending fighting for a cause that you believe in and doing it in what I believe to be a way in which they're trying to educate the community. So I just wanted to thank you for that.
Motion to adjourn.
Well, I just wanted a real quick comment on the arts grants. I know that it's a little frustrating because we're into October now, but just with the budget and everything being pushed back, at least we got to it, and it sounds like people are happy. So thank you again, Christy, for you and the staff and the committee, but maybe we won't have that problem next time. Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
All right.
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Councilmember Garner, second by Councilmember Lopez. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's a wrap.